Hey guys, it's Amy here, and this is probably going to be the last video with this backdrop because I am going back to college like tomorrow. So definitely, like, if you missed this, like, say goodbye. But today's video I'm going to be talking about some of the things I read. Who reads? Some of the things I learned from the True Cost documentary. If you're too lazy to watch it, definitely just watch this video because I'll like give you the gist of what I learned. And I love numbering things, so I'm going to get into 5 different things, like 5 categories of things and reasons I learned to stop shopping fast fashion. So the first thing is cost. Fast fashion is so expensive, and let me tell you why with some numbers. So the average American woman has 30 different outfits. That's a lot of clothes because let's face it, I wear 3 t-shirts every day and just like switch them out like through the week. I have like a lot of pants, but let's face it, I only wear my black jeans, my black skinny jeans, and my dark blue skinny jeans. Why do I have so many pants? And then I have like 2 pairs of shoes that I wear interchangeably. Why do we have so many clothes when we don't wear all of them? It's just kind of ridiculous. And then I also read that shopping increased 60% from 2000 to 2014. That's 4 years. People thought they needed 60% more clothes. That's a lot of shopping, and that's a lot of money spent. And the reason that people buy so much when it comes to fast fashion is a couple different things. One is the fact that it's so cheap that you feel like you can buy so much. Like if you go to the store and there's like apples, and one pile of apples is like $1 per apple, you're gonna be like, okay. But if in the next pile there's apples that are a little bit different, they kind of look a little bit more beat up, like that's like fast fashion because it's lower quality, but they're like 5 cents per apple, hell yeah, you're gonna get a bunch of those because it's so much cheaper and you're gonna get so much because you can afford a lot more of it. So when people buy fast fashion, they buy so much because it's so cheap. But the reason that it ends up costing more in the end is because those apples are not gonna last. They're gonna rot in like 5 days. So you're gonna have to end up go and replace those apples. Why are we using food as a metaphor? Because I'm hungry probably. So fast fashion ends up costing more because you need to replace it so much faster because of the lower quality. And then also because every season we just like we get bombarded with reasons to go shopping. It's the new year, I need to go shopping. It's summer now, so I need a summer wardrobe. This is out of fashion, so I need to like replace it. We are bombarded with a message that we need to buy more, and that's why it ends up costing so much. So definitely like quitting fast fashion will like it'll just like take this weight off your back that you have to replace your clothes because they're out of fashion, and it'll just like make you feel like what you have is enough and you don't have to keep replacing it like every 2 months. And then also decided that it'd be really great for me to give you guys an alternative, something actionable that you can do for like the cost of fast fashion. An alternative is to shop less and invest in the pieces that you have. So the fast fashion kind of like wants you to shop more and just buy a lot of cheap stuff. Instead, I'm advising you guys to just shop less and invest in your pieces. So instead of buying 5 like really cheap t-shirts, just buy 1 really nice one that you can wear like literally every day, because let's face it, out of those 5 t-shirts you're gonna pick 1 and wear it every day anyways. The second one is decisions, and this one you may be like, decisions? What does that have to do with fashion? The reason is, like I said before, when it comes to fast fashion, they are bombarding you with this message to buy a lot, buy as much as you can because it's so cheap. So your closet is like full of a rainbow assortment of clothes, half of which, or even more than that you don't wear. So this ends up giving you decision fatigue, especially if you pick out your outfits in the morning. And if you don't know what decision fatigue is, I linked an article down below because it's actually really interesting and can be applied to a lot of different things in your life. And it can really be applied to show you that you need to declutter / get rid of things that you don't use. And the reason that decision fatigue can be applied to fashion is that when you have a huge closet full of things, you wake up in the morning, you look at your closet, you're just gonna be overwhelmed and start your day off anxious because you have no idea what to pick, and you just like you're bombarded with all these choices that you're already tired of making choices, and like that was just your first choice of the day. So try to see if you can get rid of clothes that you don't wear so that you don't have to like actively be like, no, I'm not gonna wear this, when you were never gonna wear it to begin with. So instead of having all these decisions, like a million different shirts you can choose from, 1,000 different pairs of pants, try to see if you can get rid of things that you don't like so that in the morning or when you're picking out your outfit, it can be so much easier to decide because everything is cute. So it's honestly just deciding on your mood for the day rather than having to like decide not to wear something that you would never wear anyways. And then also another thing that can kind of that can make fast fashion not pleasant is walking into a store and like having so many different choices of clothing to pick from. Honestly, it gives me anxiety because most of the time we know what we like. We have specific styles that we go for. Try not to like fall into this trap of like, we have a huge sale, so come pick something out. Definitely just try to invest in pieces that you like, and just like, if you have a specific style, just go for that, and don't be like sucked into like buying things that you probably will end up not wearing and you honestly only bought because it was on sale and they told you it was cute. Third kind of reason you shouldn't shop at fast fashion stores is quality. Let's face it. So H&M and Forever 21 and all these fast fashion stores, the only reason that they can afford, or one of the only reasons they can afford to like give you a shirt for $5 is because the material it's made from is very cheap and it's gonna disintegrate in like 2 days. So if you keep buying these things, you're gonna keep spending a lot of money on it, and it's just the cycle of buying something, washing it 2 times and having to throw it away because it just is not gonna last. There's no way that they would still be in business if their shirts literally cost them $5 to make. So when they have all these things, all these amazing pieces of clothing for you to choose from, it's so cheap because it's not very good quality. And I'm sure there are some things that you can find that are really good quality, and those are honestly one-off because most of the things are made from like cheaper materials, and if you take really good care of it, yes, it's going to last you, but in the long run it's just not very good quality materials, and usually it's gonna be synthetic, which means it's not very good for the earth to begin with. So definitely stay away from fast fashion because of the quality of their clothes. It's really not gonna last you that long. Invest in higher quality pieces that are gonna last you forever, like years. I mean years. I cannot tell you how many jeans I've gone through because they'll rip in like you literally just like move one way and then they're gone. So definitely try to see if you can invest so that you don't have to keep buying new clothes like every month because like they keep ripping and like literally falling apart in the washer. Fourth reason that you should stay away from fast fashion is pollution, and this comes in the form of a lot of things. Physical pollution, water pollution from like what they dump into the water, and then like air pollution. There's so many different fronts on fast fashion, and this is not just like specific to fast fashion. Actually, fast fashion is obviously not the most polluting thing. There are a lot of different things like agriculture and electricity and transportation that I believe have higher pollution, but I think it's one area of our lives that we can easily like decrease the amount of pollution, because like driving to school, like I can't just like stop driving to school, if you know what I mean. And then like when it comes to like agriculture, you can like go vegan, but I know that can be hard for lots of people. But like shopping for clothes, we don't need to buy as much clothes as we do. So if you like keep buying from fast fashion at the rate that everyone does, it's gonna keep having a higher and higher impact on the earth. But if we just keep doing this, it's just gonna keep getting worse because there's no need for us to have so much clothes and to buy so much clothes. And it's just something easily that we could like decrease, and something that we can easily change. And it doesn't need to be this way, which is why I'm saying pollution is a big reason to stop shopping at fast fashion stores. And then also, like if you watched the Drew Costa documentary, you really see how disgusting it is, like what they put into the waters. Like that's just not okay, and we should like really like take a stand and to not just like keep buying these clothes and just completely ignoring what it's doing to this earth. So like definitely see if you can like stop shopping at fast fashion stores or decrease like the rate you're buying from them, just because of the fact that of how polluting it is and how easily we could decrease the pollution just by shopping less. So the last one is the impact of workers, which was most of the documentary, and I think this one is one that you really need to watch the documentary to really see the impact that it has on these people. A lot of it like really showed you how these factories are run and how disgusting it is, how they treat these people. Like honestly, I cried, like just like thinking about how our clothes are made, and then like we get these clothes and we're so happy to have them, but like the literally blood, sweat, and tears that went into them. So definitely like really watch the documentary if you want to like have the greatest impact. And I'm just gonna tell you that it like honestly like made me hurt thinking about all the like cheap clothing I got without really knowing where it came from. So definitely think about like the people who made your clothes and how low they were paid, how their working conditions were. So I worked in a grocery store, and honestly like I didn't like it, but I have nothing to complain about because I worked regular hours, I was paid well, and like my managers, let's face it, I had managers I didn't like, but like they treated me like a human being. But some of the people in these factories, I'm just gonna say most of the people in these factories, especially like the children who sometimes work in sweatshops, and like the women who are treated like nothing, they get raped a lot and stuff like that, and like they can't even, like if they're pregnant, they're in trouble because they're gonna get fired because they can't have you just like take off work to like have a baby, which is like honestly what the heck. But just like the way these people are treated is honestly so gross, and if you think about it, it will like just make you not want to buy fast fashion anymore, because you'll really see the impact that your clothing has on people, and honestly that should make you want to change the way that you shop for clothes. So try to see if you can buy from companies that pay their workers a living wage and treat their workers like people and not like animals. So that was like the last point, and probably like the most important thing I got from the documentary. And if you watch it, which I really hope you do, it will honestly change the way you think about fashion. And obviously you don't have to completely stop buying fast fashion, especially if it's the only way that you can get clothes. Like let's say you live in like a very secluded area and like there's no thrift stores, or if you can't afford like to spend $78 on a t-shirt, you can definitely still buy from fast fashion if that's your last resort, but definitely decrease the amount of shopping that you do, because we don't need to buy so much clothes. And this is definitely something that I've learned more and more. I used to shop so much and I used to love it, and I thought it was fun, and I shopped for no reason. And sometimes I would just like go on stores and like, let's face it, I had no money, I had no job. So I would just like go on like Forever 21 and like put a bunch of things in my cart and then never buy it. And then like when it came to like back to school or summer, I'd be like, oh, it's a new season, I have to buy more clothes. But like the more I've learned about like fast fashion and how these clothes are so cheap, it's made me disgusted and in the fashion industry and how it is run. And honestly, I'm also gonna do a video on just like high fashion, because I've heard some things and I want to spill the tea. So definitely subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos from me, and subscribe to like say goodbye to this backdrop, because this is the last video that I'm filming with this backdrop. But that was it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, of course subscribe and also like this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.